I was stunned when I entered the bedroom and saw my cheating wife in bed with him. I shouted, "That's it, bastard, you're finished." In an instant, I used a combat move and began to choke him. But my wife screamed, "Oh, God, you're going to kill him." Then she grabbed a stool and smashed it over my head. And here's what happened next. The breaking point. I got home earlier than expected. The house was quiet. Too quiet. Usually, Natalie would be in the living room pretending to be busy, but today something felt off. A gut feeling told me to check the bedroom. My heart pounded as I pushed the door open, and there they were, Natalie, my wife, naked, tangled in the sheets with him. Some smug-looking bastard whose face turned pale the moment he saw me. Rage flooded my body. I wasn't thinking anymore. My vision blurred red as I took a step forward. "That's it, bastard. You're finished," I growled. I lunged at him using a move I hadn't practiced in years, my hands wrapping around his throat. He gasped, struggling, his eyes bulging in fear. He was weak, pathetic. I could feel the fight leaving his body as I squeezed harder. Natalie screamed, "Oh, God, you're going to kill him." I didn't care. Then crack. A searing pain exploded in my skull. My grip loosened. The room spun. Darkness threatened to swallow me as my knees buckled. She had hit me. My own wife had just smashed a stool over my head to save the man she was cheating on me with. I collapsed, but not before seeing the terror in her eyes. She thought I was down. She thought this was over. She was dead wrong. Because the second I hit the floor, a different kind of rage took over. Cold, calculated, and merciless. They had no idea what was coming next. The calm before the storm. Pain throbbed in my skull as I lay on the floor, but my mind was clear, crystal clear. Natalie stood over me, her breath ragged, clutching the broken stool, her lover. No, her accomplice. Gasped for air, his hand still rubbing his throat where I'd nearly crushed the life out of him. She had saved him. That was the last mistake she'd ever make. I took a slow breath, my body limp, pretending to be more dazed than I really was. My heartbeat slowed. Patience, control, strategy. Natalie dropped the stool and knelt beside her gasping lover. "Baby, are you okay?" "I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for him to—" "Baby." She called him baby in front of me, my hands clenched into fists against the floor, but I forced myself to stay still. There was no satisfaction in a wild, impulsive attack. Not yet. The bastard finally found his voice, wheezing, "What the hell, man? You could have killed me." I wanted to laugh. "Oh, you have no idea." Natalie turned to me, her face still flushed from their betrayal. But now her expression hardened, shifting into something colder, as if I was a problem. "You shouldn't have come home early," she said, crossing her arms. "This is your fault." I almost lost control right then, but instead of exploding, I let out a slow breath and did something she didn't expect. I smiled. Not a big grin, not an angry smirk, just a calm, knowing smile. Natalie frowned. "Why are you smiling?" I pushed myself up, wincing at the pain in my head, and dusted off my shirt. My voice was eerily steady, controlled. "Because, darling," I said, locking eyes with her, "you just made the biggest mistake of your life." Her lover shifted uncomfortably. "Dude, let's just talk about this." I ignored him. My attention was solely on her. "You think you've won, Natalie, that you can humiliate me, hit me, and just walk away?" Her lips parted slightly, and for the first time I saw it, doubt. She thought I'd beg. She thought I'd cry. Instead, I was calm. That scared her. "You'll regret this," I whispered, taking slow steps backward toward the door. "Both of you will." Natalie scoffed. "Oh, stop being dramatic." I didn't respond. I simply turned and walked out of the bedroom. Not out of defeat, not out of weakness. I walked out because my revenge had just begun. Setting the trap, I walked out of the bedroom. But I wasn't leaving in defeat. No, this wasn't over. Not by a long shot. Natalie thought she had won. Thought she had the upper hand. That was her first mistake. The second she had no idea what I was capable of, I spent the next 2 days in complete silence. No anger, no arguments, No confrontation, just calm, calculated patience. Natalie seemed relieved at first, thinking I was too shocked to fight back. Good. Let her think that. She went about her usual routine, acting as if she hadn't just shattered our marriage, as if I hadn't walked in on her in our own bed with another man. That was fine, because while she laughed on the phone with her lover, I was planning. Step 1, collect the evidence. The first thing I did was secure proof. I placed hidden cameras in the house, not just in the bedroom, but in the living room, kitchen, and even her car. Natalie had grown careless. She thought she had already won, so she didn't bother hiding her actions. That was her third mistake. Within 48 hours, I had everything: videos, messages, even a recorded phone call where she laughed about me being a weak little cuckold who wouldn't dare fight back. Weak? Oh, she had no idea. Step 2, take control of the finances. Natalie had always been reckless with money, relying on my paycheck to cover her spending habits. She never bothered checking our joint accounts, never paid attention to where the money came from. So, while she was busy entertaining her lover, I quietly transferred all my assets into a private account, canceled her credit cards, spoke to a divorce lawyer. Within hours, she went from comfortably spoiled to completely broke. And she didn't even know it yet. Step 3, public humiliation. Revenge wasn't just about making her suffer. It was about destroying her carefully crafted image. Natalie loved being admired. She thrived on attention. Her friends, family, and coworkers all thought she was a devoted wife. That illusion was about to shatter. I sent copies of the evidence to everyone: her family, her best friends, even her boss. By the time I was done, she wouldn't just lose me. She'd lose everything. Step 4, the final blow. Once everything was set, I sat back and waited. And sure enough, the storm came. The moment Natalie realized her credit cards were declined, she came storming into the house, furious. "What the hell is going on?" she screamed, waving her phone in my face. "Why are all my accounts empty? Why is my family calling me?" I leaned back in my chair, watching her panic with quiet amusement. Then I slid my phone across the table. She picked it up and saw the messages, the proof, the videos, the reactions from her family and friends. Her face turned pale. I stood up, towering over her, my voice cold and final. "You thought I'd just take it?" I asked, my tone calm. "You thought I'd let you humiliate me?" She opened her mouth, but no words came out. I leaned in closer, my voice dropping to a whisper. This was just the beginning. She didn't know it yet, but her nightmare was only getting started. The fallout. Natalie didn't say a word for a full minute. She just stood there, phone still in hand, trembling, fingers hovering over the screen, eyes wide. She looked like a woman who had just seen the ghost of everything she ever cared about. And, in a way, she had. I turned and walked past her toward the hallway, not giving her the satisfaction of a reaction. She followed, stammering, "Wait, wait! We can talk. We can fix this." That was rich. Now she wanted to talk, now that she had been exposed, discarded, and humiliated. I stopped and looked over my shoulder. "There's nothing left to fix. You're not sorry. You're just sorry you got caught." The chain reaction. It didn't take long for her carefully curated life to crumble. Her family disowned her. Her friends cut her off. Her boss fired her the same day. Turns out companies don't like having their public-facing reps exposed in sex tapes. The guy she cheated with, he ghosted her before the dust even settled. She texted him, called him, begged him. I know, because I had cloned her phone. He read the messages, never replied. She tried going to his place once. I had footage of him slamming the door in her face. My final move, I filed for divorce the next morning. Everything was ready. The lawyer handed me the paperwork, like it was a loaded weapon. I signed without hesitation. Natalie got the papers a day later. She stormed back to the house, screaming, "You can't do this. I'm entitled to what?" I cut her off, standing in the doorway. "You don't have a job. You don't have friends. And thanks to your little performance, you won't have a leg to stand on in court." I handed her a small folder. Inside, evidence of her infidelity, her affair partner's criminal record, and her erratic spending, all time-stamped and documented. This is what I'll be showing the judge. I said, "You walk away quietly or I bury you." She went silent. She knew she had no move left. Crawling back. 2 weeks later, I got a text. "Please, I have nothing. I messed up. Just talk to me." That part of my life was over. I didn't reply. Instead, I poured myself a drink, sat back, and watched the footage one last time. Not to relive the pain, but to remind myself what happens when you let someone walk all over you, and how it feels when you take everything back. Closure. Weeks passed, then months. Natalie tried everything. Calls from unknown numbers, emails under fake names, even showing up at my new job once. Security escorted her out. The last time I saw her, she looked like a ghost of the woman I married. Sunken eyes, unwashed hair, nervous glances over her shoulder like the world was closing in. She wasn't wrong. The videos, the legal evidence, the burned bridges, none of it faded. Her reputation was scorched earth. She moved back in with her mother. No job, no friends, no one willing to go near her. Even the people who used to envy our perfect life stopped pretending. My life, my terms, me. I moved forward slowly, deliberately. Therapy helped clear the wreckage she left behind. A better job offer came through. Clean slate, new city, and I started to enjoy my own company again. I didn't date right away. I didn't need to. For the first time in a long time, I was finally living without walking on eggshells. Every step I took was mine. The last message. One night, a year after the divorce was finalized, I got a message from an unknown number. "I still think about you every day. I know I don't deserve forgiveness. I just want to say I'm sorry for everything." I read it, sat with it for a moment, then I deleted it. No response, no anger, no pity. She didn't deserve the last word. Epilogue. Revenge didn't fix everything. It didn't erase the betrayal or the pain, but it gave me back my power. It reminded her loudly, publicly, and permanently that actions have consequences. And it reminded me that no matter how deep someone cuts you, you don't have to bleed forever. Sometimes you get to stitch the wound closed, then hand the knife back to them. Was this revenge justified, or did it go too far? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear your take. And if you love jaw-dropping pro-revenge stories, make sure to hit that subscribe button and smash the like for more thrilling tales you won't want to miss. Every like, share, and subscription means the world to us. It helps us keep bringing you the stories you crave. Your support truly makes a difference.